The location is set in Huaxu in the year 4386, where powers and technology go hand in hand. And after much time of development, everyone uses their skills in their own unique way in a peaceful and prosperous world. But suddenly out of nowhere, an enormous creature with the appearance of a toad started destroying everything in its path. 5 heroes face up to challenge him. They make a huge explosion on the toad, but its strength is too great. And this is where we meet the protagonist in his child stage, called Wang Ling. One of the heroes, called Zhuo Yi, saves him from being crushed by the toad's wrath. He then went on to kill the giant toad and after became known as the hero who saved Huaxu. We then go 10 years into the future when Wang Ling is in his adolescent stages. He arrives at the academy and is keeping to himself when some of the seniors start terrorizing him for money. However, someone puts a stop to it, a popular girl called Sun Rong, who is good at basically everything. She defends him from the goons that we won't see again and introduces herself to Wang. He mistakes her gesture and gives her money for protecting him and leaves, for what she feels quite ignored considering the fact that everyone adores her. The students are told to enter the academy. They require a test to determine which class they will be put in. They're tasked to do their best damage to a spirit version of the giant toad that we saw before, and those with excellent score will be put in class elite. The students discover that the challenge is very hard, so some fail to show their ability while others thrive. Sun Rong scores over 2000, which is the highest seen yet. Everyone except Wang has had their turn, and just by stepping on the stage, his overwhelming power is felt so much to the point that the beast realizes Wang was the one who defeated him. We then see a flashback of what really happened on the day the frog was defeated, and it turned out Wang saved the hero but didn't end up taking credit for it. The giant spirit toad self-destructs, and Wang is taken to the elite class. On their first day they have to summon spiritual beasts which depend on the amount of power each student has. They all summon quite average things until it's Wang's turn, and in an attempt to summon something simple, he ends up summoning the gigantic toad from earlier but now as his pet, and the teacher freaks out turning it into a dog. We then learn Wang is practically invincible and he was born with all kinds of abilities, but some of them are too powerful, so his parents decided to make him an amulet that helps moderate his power, and it was decided in his infancy years that he would have to keep a low profile as his parents want him to live an ordinary life, hence why he didn't take credit for defeating the giant toad. Back to the academy, the elections for chief of class are around the corner. A mysterious man buys out the whole food stand, informing the students that everything is free if they vote for Sun Rong. 2 friends from the elite class, Chen and Guo, tell her it's not fair to solicit votes by giving out gifts, and the rest of the students seem to agree. However, Wang unintentionally helps her because he's hungry, so he gives her 5 votes for 5 packs of noodles, influencing the other students to vote for her too. Sun looks for Wang, but he had already left swiftly and leaves her a gold pill. She ends up losing the election to Chen, but a couple of days later she proposes a date to Wang because she is already intrigued by him, and he accepts without a problem. Wang is then called to see Master Zhuo Yi, who recalls the giant toad incident all those years ago and begs Wang to be his sifu. Wang gets agitated as he doesn't want a high profile, so he uses one of his abilities to make him forget the event. Later during the date, Wang and Sun are attacked by 2 assassins who are under the orders of a mysterious girl. They're unsuccessful in their attempts, but we will see them again later. The date is full of fun moments with an ending quite romantic, in which we notice chemistry between the two. The next day, we return to school where the director reveals that the annual sword competition is soon, where they will face other powerful academies. They measure the power of each student to determine which 5 will participate for their school, and Wang accidentally demonstrates so much power that he automatically got put in first place. It is also revealed that their first round will be against Faction 59, a school who had beaten them every tournament. The time comes to relax before the tournament, and Wang is worried that if he showed his true power at the competition, it would lead to a panic. The competition lasts for 5 days and will be held at the rival's academy, so Wang and the others are told they will be staying there until the tournament is over. They arrive at Faction 59, where they are received by 4 opposing members, while the 5th member keeps to himself, like that of the protagonist. Here we see that the head of both academies used to be friends and roommates, but now they are rivals. We then see the mysterious woman again, looking for an opportunity to assassinate Sun. However, she sees how much Sun cares for Wang and decides to go through with a new plan, taking the form of the 5th competitor on the enemy team and kidnapping Wang. She does this in order to lure out Sun, however her plan doesn't go well and they get Wang back. The tournament begins, in which we have 2 teams of 5 who will face each other in a domain of 5 elemental zones: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The team whose score reaches 100 first wins, and they must insert their swords into an altar to accumulate score, something like capture the flag. At the beginning, a member of the rival team, called Bei, gathers data on Wang's team by detecting their spiritual force, but Wang's is too low, making him undetectable. We then see the rival school take the lead, since they manage to seize some of the altars. The amulet on Wang gets damaged, so the dog helps by merging with him, since he is a spirit, and tries to absorb some of Wang's power, so that it does not get out of control. Wang then defeats one of the opposing members with a single touch. We learn that the amulet, which contains his abilities, not only moderates his power, but also his emotions, so that he is always cold and distant from others. But after it being damaged, he begins to perceive emotions that he did not feel before, and he starts to realize who his friends are. They organize a plan which works almost perfectly if it weren't for Chen being defeated by the impostor. Wang takes the opportunity to complete the plan by seizing the last altar, and Sun helps as his amulet is damaged. However, everything gets out of control when the mysterious girl comes out of nowhere, hitting Sun so hard that her soul and spirit is torn apart in front of Wang. He gets filled with so much rage that his amulet breaks. All hell breaks loose, and Wang ends up giving her one of the most epic beatings ever, which she so deserved. Wang is heartbroken over Sun and tries to revive her, but she is gone. However, the dog tells him that there is another possibility, which is to reverse the timeline, but it requires too much power and is quite dangerous. However, Wang does not care and decides to do it. They succeed, but in this new reality, Sun is not there. While this is happening, the new world constantly absorbs everything from the old world, and what Wang doesn't know is that the soul of Sun Rong was not completely destroyed, but ended up in the underworld with other characters who are not as important. The gods of death brought Sun back to life because they were afraid that Wang would destroy all the worlds, as they knew who he is and were very scared of the power he holds. Just like that, Sun is returned to her human body. She regains her thought and tries to stop Wang, who is currently trapped in the new reality. She ends up traveling to his reality with the relic sword, and the two meet again, managing to stop the world from being completely consumed. However, it is already in too much ruin, so Wang has no choice but to turn back time. We go back to the moment where the villain eliminates Chen, but Wang crushes her, not even letting her move an inch. So in this way the events change, and Wang's team ends up winning the tournament. Sun Rong is also still alive, and the story concludes here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and stay tuned for more anime recaps. Until next time, peace.